Well, hello. It is morning time. And we are here outside the Temple of All. Recently, we defeated the Gorgon and understood that there were some bad things going on, including involvement of Namira in this area. And we've been tasked with talking to the priest. I'm not sure how my character would personally feel. This is definitely gone beyond normal merc work, which I did not intend to rhyme. But anyhow, let's get this going here. Is it you? I have some bad news. Yes. I'm gonna need a torch. The Witchman summoned some abomination. Jackals mentioned Namir being involved.
Yes, and I fear we may be correct. We've had our suspicions that the Mistress of Decay was running amok amongst the savages. Just looking at the Hab Ravens gives away Namira's influence within that tribe.
They are ugly.
I assume you ran into the matriarchs, yes?
Yeah. It was bad news.
They are the beings who brought that wretched winged terror into our realm. They're being used as conduits for Namira's malice. They also turn man to beast through their horrific rituals. I've been dreading the day they use their power to summon entities of that scale. I must also ask you something. Please refrain from sharing the information you're about to hear with anyone else.
Well, okay.
I needed to ask, that necklace you retrieved from the burrows up the valley, was there a strange inscription on it?
May your stomach never sour.
Kinnereth preserve us. I hope this is a coincidence and nothing more. If the worst of this news is indeed true, it would at least give some rationale behind the recent Witchmen activity and their theft of the amulet. I've spoken to the governing priest at the Pantheon upon Evermore. We have reason to believe the Lord here has had dealings with Namira. No more information than that, though, I'm afraid. We're dumbstruck as to why he would ever want to associate with such a morbid deity. Head for the Archpriest in Evermore. King Sigmund has put feet on the ground against Mortiphane in response to the unrest he's causing.
Okay. Have a word with the Archpriest in Evermore. Guess I could have gone the other way. All right. Drink of choices. A bit of coffee. And some whiskey as well. I do enjoy whiskey. So, there you go. All right. We're off on a quest. What's my brightness setting at? Excuse me. It's way high. I thought something was a touch off. I've had to obviously turn up the brightness for dark areas. It is ironic that I complain about not being able to see, but don't turn up the brightness. But that's because it messes with the way the envy is, intended to look. So, anyways, I guess there was a warping point, although I don't think there's a warping thing inside the city. Where am I going? Yeah. So now we'll be able to see the upper part of Evermore. Good morning. And that'll be interesting. So, you're very welcome to fast forward some of the bits until we make it there. I don't think anything's gonna happen on the way. So you're probably safe. After the advice of from the, ooh, what am I doing? A viewer. I did manage to come by some vegetable soup. So that's handy. Should help with my stamina issues. My stamina issues aren't too bad. It's just the when I get hit with frost, like anyone else, it affects my stamina. So these guys are still fighting this guard, aren't they?
Teach you to mess with me.
I feel kind of bad for them. I don't want to intervene because then then they'll start attacking me. I really don't want that. Your buddy out there is having a bit of problems. Having some problems.
Yes?
Well, okay.
Yes?
Not very friendly. Come on, load screen. Any day now. Oh my gosh. There we go. There are people who have much more aesthetic load screens. I have lore-friendly load screens by Chesco. But occasionally they don't even pop up like that time. That has to do with the slower hard drive I'm using. Because loading the game works in two sections. So this is the way in. It's a touch awkward. It's also a touch super freaking bright and dark in there. The layout to get up above is a touch awkward. I will say that. So in here we have a night gear. This is a training room for guardsmen. Maybe they're not at work yet. Taking the day off. It is Thursday? So I guess maybe that's a free day. So here we are up above. Griffin's Perch. A statue of Evermorian Knight. There's a chapel where we're going. Tree here, kind of a thing. And that is the castle, so to speak, the keep. Where, I guess you'd call him the king? King hangs out. Before you get turned around, we came in the structure down where those kids are playing over there. There's the inn. Back over this way. So I mean, it's a pretty cool town, but some of the building layout, like getting up here, is a touch awkward. But we're not gonna go see the Lord right yet. I think we'll probably eventually get there. Right now, we're for the Pantheon. Pantheon.
Need something?
Ooh. Excuse me. Big dude. Arstar.
Need something?
That is a very unique armor set. Do you know anything about the necromancer that terrorized the Divide? He's dead now. I come at the behest of the priest Anarmina to talk with Mortifane.
Oh, I've heard of your exploits already. Forgive me. I mistook you for another pilgrim. And please, that town is Ravenspring. I'll never understand why you pushed for that label, Anima. Has a sinister tone to it. But to the matter. Ever since the Orsimer sacked the fort of Grey Belmore while laying siege to the Reach, Mortifane has shown acts of extreme cruelty.
Of what kind?
Now I needn't tell you what happened to the Halon family. In one of Mortifane's paranoid streaks, he accused Geffer Harlan of high treason. Now he could have made an example of him with just a single execution, but as the Ravenspring people said, he had a madness in his eyes. Drawn and quartered, starting with Geffer's youngest daughter, the executioner, which is now Mortifane's chef, worked his way up to Geffer. What was left of the bodies was displayed around several parts of Ravenspring. That's when Sigmain and Morosa first stepped in.
Morosa's the lady we met, I think, right away when we entered this world space. That chef, I thought he was kind of a rat bastard. That is terrible.
Sigmain generally believes Mortifane saved the Reach from the orcs, and keeps all the other threats at bay. He assumes that a more soft-hearted lord would destroy Ravenspring through inaction, effectively crippling the kingdom.
And the rumor of Namira's involvement.
I don't think we can discount it as a rumor any longer. Just the nature of her relation with Mortifane is a mystery. The priest discussed this heightened activity as being her move upon the last tower, the Durrani Tower. As the barrier between Oblivion and Nirn has been weakening ever since the Amulet of Kings was used to prevent another Oblivion crisis. Tower after tower falling, with only one left. The only one we know of anyway. We're not sure what horrors could be laid upon Nirn if it ever falls.
What are the towers?
I'm sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. That's a conversation for another day. Or maybe 2 days, considering the complexity of the topic. What you need to know is whatever is happening in Ravenspring can spell a doom unseen since the beginning of our times. Fortunately, if the worst does happen, we've prepared, ever since the Oblivion crisis claimed so many lives and razed so many cities. We had the chance to understand how to prevent something so cataclysmic happening again. Thank the gods that we could study those sigil stones. You should head back to the town and consort with Morosa. She's leading a party to confront the Lord.
Okay.
Take care now.
Jeez, I could have sworn for a second that was a different voice. Must be my imagination. Excuse me. Well, okay. Seems like we better bust ass. Ooh. Looks like they're now back at it. Yep, good job. Okay. I will readjust the brightness if we get to a dark spot. Yes. Well, geez. Now I don't know how many of you are over on the lore Reddit very often. But the discussion of towers and how they fit in with the Elder Scrolls world is really quite fascinating. I hope we don't lose this soundtrack. We are, aren't we? Because we're going to go to a new Different World space. Too bad. Would have been a bit epic, so to speak, to ride into town. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're going to take this guy out. And hopefully, yeah.
Yes?
Hopefully put him in jail or something. Maybe give him a trial or whatever it is. Yeah, anyways, the towers. A lot of people have said, of course, that there's a tower in Skyrim. The nature of the tower
Back off.
is under dispute. Could have been the Skyforge, could have been Throat of the World itself, or perhaps something more having to do with the people of Skyrim themselves. And perhaps what they mean by the White Tower is in fact the Skyrim people and having to do with the whole Civil War. But I mean, I don't want to get too far off my case here. Besides, I'm not really a lore buff. On the plus side, we're not heavy armor, so we can jog along fairly quickly. We camped out just over there, which if you saw my interlude video, you'll know. It's been at least 10 seconds since we saved. We over here? Is she gonna be